So on the right we have an annual garden. So this is just a bunch of different annuals that some of are really common, like marigolds.
Dr. Juliana Toole, a visiting research associate in the Department of Entomology at Michigan State University, built a new garden. The MSU Gardens are at the corner of Bogue and Wilson Streets. Just west of the 4-H Children's Garden, you'll find an unmarked garden and a lot of bees.
In Michigan, we have 400 different species of bees. In all of North America, there are 4,000. In all the world, there are 20,000 species. So honeybees and bumblebees are just two kinds.
Toole received a grant through MSU's Project Green, an initiative that funds projects of interest to Michigan's agricultural community. She built a vegetable garden with pollinator-attracting flowers surrounding it and a bee-specific habitat for nesting. Right now, many farmers bring in honeybees to pollinate their crops. Toole's vegetables are benefiting from the natural pollinators the gardens attracted.
80% of all flowering plants need animals to pollinate them. They can't do it on their own because they have separate male and female flowers and the pollen doesn't move by the wind, or the structure of the flower is so complicated that something needs to trigger that mechanism for the flower to release pollen. And a third of the food that we eat is pollinated by bees, including alfalfa that is fed to cattle, so we can have milk and beef, and also the cotton that we wear, that's pollinated by bees.
But the honeybees typically brought in to pollinate crops are suffering right now from colony collapse disorder, the recent phenomenon where worker bees abruptly disappear. Toole's garden exists to show people what they can do for bees in their own backyards, but it's also researching how large-scale industrial farms can attract different kinds of pollinators through planting.
The honeybees are really important for crop pollination because they're easy to move. You can transport their hive anywhere you want. But if we rely on one species and something happens to it, then it could be, it's just putting all our eggs in one basket, So we're really interested in trying to increase the abundance of wild bees, and by planting flowers in not just home gardens, but also in agricultural landscapes.
And the garden isn't going away. Toole's adding some new features to help people realize the importance of pollinators.
In the future, in addition to having an interpretive sign and talks about pollination and what this garden is for, throughout the entire set of gardens, we're going to be putting out it's sort of going to be like a bee scavenger hunt. So you're going to try to, it's going to bring people out into the broader garden and be thinking about where the bees are, in addition to all the beautiful flowers that you can see in the garden, it'll get people starting to notice, these little insects that are on the flowers that are actually really good insects, and not just creepy crawly or scary.
For Agriculture and Natural Resources Communications, this is Emily Lawler.